गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of the universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are done with the third chapter revision after completing the first 20 chapters. Today we are going to see the complete third chapter, that is the manner of origin. So it's a beautiful chapter wherein Utpatti Krama has been explained. So there are four topics in this. Bandha Swarupam, second is Manomaya Jagat, third is Jivan Mukta Lakshanam, and fourth is Brahma Swarupam. So these all the four topics are very useful for the contemplation so that our mind will become more and more subtler over the period of time. So let us start revision from the first topic, like Bandha Swarupam, the nature of bondage. The first shloka says that if you listen to this nature of bondage that is been told, then you will understand without doubt the nature of liberation. So if we really concentrate on the what is the nature of bondage by which we are bound in this world, what is this relative world which binds us? If we know that, naturally, if you know the problem, naturally, then you will be in a position to get the solution. Bandhasya tvavadrupam tvam kathamanamidam shruno. If you listen how you are being bound, tata swarupam mokshasya jnanasya tvama saunshayam. So that without doubt you will understand what is the nature of what is your swarup. So that is what has been told in the first shloka. So bondage is dependent on something or somebody. So if you are nobody, like in a sleep, you are nobody. When you go under the quilt and when you try to sleep, I want sleep, I want sleep. When you drop want, sleep automatically comes. So who is there in the sleep? Nobody is there. So nobody is always happy. But still, you know that when you wake up, you say, I had a sound sleep. So the waker, the dreamer, deep sleeper, and Samadhista Purush is a common substratum. That common substratum we are. That is the truth. So the existence of the seer and seen is indeed called as bondage. Drushta drushtasya satta hi bandha ityabhidhiyate. So whatever we are seeing and seer, देखने वाला और देखने की चीज, यही bondage है. The seer is bound by the influence of the seen. So let's say if we go to the market and see some shop there, utensil shops. So the utensils are around there. So we are the person who are seeing the utensil, and utensils are in front of us. All utensils are there in the house, but you find some other design, some other product there, and then you start projecting its utility, and then you buy. So seen is influenced by the seer. He is liberated in the absence of the seen. वहां देखने के लिए कुछ नहीं है तो liberated है. So in the world, if you are seeing all the things around you, but you are not commenting, you are not suggesting, you are not interacting in this world, then you are liberated. So here seen denotes the intellect principle in man or the self. The seen is the visible universe. So it is all this seen is bound by the influence of the seer is bound by the influence of the seen. That has to be seen. So the world, you, me, and like constituting the false nature is called as a seer. So Jagatvam ityadi mithyatma drishyam utte. So it is a mithyatma. It is seen but it is not there. So if we have this firm conviction that whatever you are seeing is only a long, long dream. If you see it's a long, long dream, so there is nothing to suffer in this world. But we have a perception is happening, there is no problem. But moment the projection happens, we suffer in this world. As long as this exists, liberation does not happen. So as long you are seeing the world, so you will always tend to comment upon that. So where what to do? Are we supposed to run out of this place, go to Himalayas, go to Giri Kandaras, go into the Gufa? No, no. Remain in this world, but remain independent from all these things. This entire world, immovable and movable, which is seen, completely perishes at the end of world cycle, as a dream in the deep sleep. So when you go into the deep sleep, dream vanishes. Similarly, at the end of world cycle, this whole immovable and movable scene also perishes. There is then a still profound existence that is left behind, nameless and unmanifest. Neither light nor darkness pervades. So we have seen that when we speak shriram, shriram, shriram. Three times we have said shriram. Between these three times of shriram, there were two gaps. So shriram is a sound, silence, shriram sound, silence, shriram sound. So three times sound and silence. But if we are beyond the silence and sound, that is our nature. So, if you are living happily, then you will reach the destination happily. Understand that life is a journey and not the destination. Accept the people, accept the journey, accept the train as they are for certain because people come and go. People come and go. We should adjust with them. We are supposed to adjust. It's a journey, we are supposed to adjust. So in this world also, whether it is a silence or whether there is a sound, we should not get influenced by a sound or a silence. If you are not enjoying journey, nobody can make you happy in this world. If you are not enjoying journey, nothing can experience without experience is the truth. That is what has been said. Then there is then a still profound existence that is left behind. Anakyam, anakyam, anabhivyaktam. So when when we give name and forms, we have created the world. Moment Nam Rupatmak is the Jagat. So moment you dissolve this name and form, so automatically what will happen is we will be one with the truth. The divine law, the self, supreme spirit, Brahman, truth, undivided consciousness, unfragmented divinity are such as the name of the great essence that has been invented by the wise for the sake of uses. Kalpitam Vyavahartam Tasya Sandhya Mahatmanam. The wise people give it the name like divine law, self, supreme spirit, Brahman, truth, whatever, which is one at the time of dissolution. So that self which so existed, appearing by itself as different, attains to the state of individual soul, having become gross as it were by thinking. So because of this thinking only it becomes the gross, and then we suffer. We suffer unnecessarily because it is, for example, if you take all the ornaments are made up of gold. So if you take the gold as the basic, so naturally your focus will be on the gold and not on the ornaments. Ornaments are used for utility. Similarly, waves and ocean. The waves are part of ocean only. It is in fact ocean only. There are no waves. So similarly, it's all the projection, all manifestation is only divinity, and there is none other than the divinity. Exactly in the journey of our life, from womb to doom, we will come across many people on the way. Keep your journey on. Never, never think of anything except that. Be happy always. Real happiness is in the journey and not in the destination. So we should know that. So consciousness, awareness, and divine law, truth, Paramatma are only there. All divinity, all duality, when we give status of reality to this only, then we are in bondage. Moment duality is there, whole world is full of divinity, and all this bhutakash is full of divinity. Like now we are talking over here, and uh, this YouTube live is going on. When the YouTube live is going on, duality, one is a speaker, another is a listener. So if you give this duality, then only you will be one with Paramatma or the truth. But moment you all duality is given the status of reality, we will be always in the bondage. So that self which so existed, appearing by itself as different, attained to the state of individual soul because of this upadhi. So same man has been called as father, son, or husband with three upadhis, but he is a man. Same woman is called as mother, daughter, and wife, but basically she is a woman. So if we remember that, nothing has to be done. It's only samajhdari which is required. When we are enslaved with the objective world, then we are in the bondage. So the mind becomes the individual soul just as the wave from the ocean. So moment you start thinking, this thinking only creates the problem. So sarvam paravasham dukkham, bondage is there in a misery. By that this jugglery of worldly splendor is spread. So moment the objectivity comes in the world, me maze and likewise, sense of objectivity in life is a bondage. So what has to be done then? Remain in the world, but always with a divine consciousness. If no influence of the objectivity in the life, then you are liberated. So therefore, one undivided consciousness existence appear to become many, fragmented into the individual consciousness by the play of mind or thought. So it is only the mind or the thoughts which is creating this duality. So what has been told is sense of otherness is zero, sense of incompleteness is zero. If you have these both the things, so naturally you will be happy forever. So next shloka number 9. The name that has been coined for this jugglery of worldly existence is called as nescience, stream of worldly life, delusion, bondage, maya. The illusion by virtue of which one consider the unreal universe as really existing and as distinct from the Supreme Spirit, impurities and darkness. So what now has been told here? Shloka number 6 tells us the world is nothing but the divinity, divine law, self, supreme spirit, Brahman, truth, undivided consciousness, unfragmented divinity. So many names of only one divinity. That is, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, you are divine. So relax and cool. And what shloka number 9 says? By the jugglery of worldly existence, that is, duality is existing and incompleteness existing, then what comes is a delusion, bondage, maya, likewise. So you got get caught into that. So immediately the example is given. Just as the meaning of the word bracelet does not deserve the differentiation from the gold, similarly the gold from bracelet, the significance of the word universe exists exists in the supreme reality. When you talk about the world, naturally it is only undivided consciousness, unfragmented divinity. Like when you talk about the moon, it is seen as 15 kala, rather 16 kala, Purnima, Amavasya, Prathama, Dvitiya, 14. So this colors, but actually what is there? Moon is complete moon. It is the earth which is moving. And the illusion is caused because of that. Then we say Prathama, Dvitiya likewise. Similarly, here it is a bracelet is nothing but actually a gold, but for utility purpose we say as a bracelet. So just as a sprout existing inside the seed, due to the place and time produces a splendid body, the intellect principle within the visible universe spread likewise. The intellect principle spread. So the world is what? Satchitanand. Satchitanand means it is Sat, it is existing, it is very much, the Paramatma is very much in the sentient as well as living thing. In sentient thing, it is not, it is dormant, whereas in Chit, it is very much live. So both the places it is there. So you take an example of fire. So fire, if it is mm, used for boiling the water, only the element of heat is used. Whereas if you are burning the wood, so heat as well as fire, both these elements are used. So that doesn't mean that it has only one factor, it is having both. It has not used. So if you take another example of mobile wireless, the signal of mobile is everywhere, where it is not there. But mobile catches that signal, not laptop, not our table or a pot. So naturally, their potentiality is not there to the signal. They are not meant for that. So even though this Paramatma exists, everybody cannot sense it because they are not been updated. They are in the life, worldly life, delusion or bondage and maya. And they suffer unnecessarily. So this was the first topic, that is the Bandha Swarupam. So if you know the nature of bondage, so naturally then the nature of liberation is known. How, like moment you know that even though delusion, bondage, or maya exists, but it is only in a long, long dream. It cannot exist because only existence is of what? Existence is of, like Pralayakal, it is mentioned, is profound existence is left behind, nameless and unmanifest. The moment you drop your world from the mind, naturally what remains is only bliss, bliss, bliss. So this was the first topic. Second topic is Manomaya Jagat. So Manomaya Jagat is world consists of the mind. So now after seeing the bondage and liberation characteristics, if you see this world how it has come, it is purely come because of the thinking ability of the mind. And if you go by finding the mind where it is, then you'll come to know there is nothing called as mind. It is all the thinking which has been creating the mind. So there are the two bodies for being having cause. However, for a self-existence and unborn Brahma, because of the absence of the generative cause, there is only Adi Vaik, that is a subtle body, and no Adi Bhautik physical body. He who is born from the space, the plenum of the supreme consciousness can indeed be only the spiritual sky. So it is basically Chidakash, which is a 100% solid conscious existence. So influence of the objectivity in the life is a bondage, whereas if there is no influence of the objectivity of the life, then we are in the liberation. When experience is influenced by experienced world, he is in the bondage. Likes and dislikes has entered into the mind. So just be happy always. Don't make issues of anything. Make jokes out of the life. Don't become very serious. Seriousness is not a life. And Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmanakaranam. Don't caught up in the words. Don't become extraordinary. Live simple. In short, the experience which involves more than one is mithya. So Tukaram Maharaj was living in the family. He had a wife, but he never took it seriously. So he was never in the bondage. So don't give status of reality to the mirror images and become miserable. Live in this world as actor lives on the stage, and we have created our life because of this sankalpa. So what has to be said? If anybody asks you, how are you? You can say, I'm on the top of the world enjoying life. That has to be said here. So from him there are no attendant cause whatever. Brahma is a person born out of the wheel, and he is devoid of the form made up of earth and other elements. So Brahmaji is not made up of Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, Akash. He is not made up of Panchamahabhut. The universe is spread by the self-existence Brahma only by the mind. So it is a job of this Brahma's mind. So why we should suffer? The Creator let him suffer. Brahmana tanate vishwam manaseva swayam bhuva vibha. So it has been spread because of his mind. Manomaya mato vishwam yatram paridrushyate. Therefore the universe which verily is seen all round is made up of the mind. So that which is the understanding of the objects is called as a mind. So what is mind? It is only a thinking ability. When you see the outside, the perception is happening, but if the projection is not happening, the mind will not be born. There is no form for this mind. It is not separated from thoughts or imaginations. So what we have is a wrong notion about the world, wrong notion about spiritual practice, wrong notion about God, and wrong notion uh, about yourself. So all these four has to be dropped. So what is what we are? We are undivided, unfragmented consciousness. What is the world? World is a part of that undivided consciousness. What is the spiritual practice? Always see the loving in the loving heart, this Arishta Devata, and focus to know the truth. And what is God? God is a Ishta, which is helping us to know the truth, which is helping us to know the actual fact, that is a divine law, the self or supreme spirit or a Brahman or a truth or unfragmented consciousness. So that is been said here. Raghava, nascent stream of worldly life, thinking substance, bondage, ignorance, mind, darkness. These are the name of the web of thoughts. So these are all the names of that web of thoughts. If we keep on thinking, so don't cherish miseries for getting recognition. There is nobody wrong in this world. Paramatma is simultaneously material as well as efficient cause of this world. So words without meaning makes the noise. So best way is to do what? Maunam. So by this mind, magical expression of the world takes place. And mind is that your experience is predominant. Whatever you are experiencing, that is a predominant. If you understand that it is a man who has become husband, you will never become miserable. You become miserable because of the upadhis, which is not true. So when the web of the thoughts has dropped, one's own natural state is left behind. When the great dissolution is accomplished, the state of non-existence is reached, and at the end of at the beginning of creation of the entire visible universe, only stillness remains. The Supreme Self, Great Lord, Light, which does not set or exist. So it is undivided, unfragmented consciousness. Mind takes the differences. The truth is undivided, although supporting differences. It supports the differences, it supports the waking stage, it supports the dream state, it supports the deep sleep, it supports the samadhi, but it is different from all these things. From whence the world return, who is understood by the liberated, for whom the names such as self have been fashioned, not born of innate disposition. So the whole life is our own mental projection. We have created our life only by sankalpa. So actually what is otherwise? It is like what we say in Marathi, Ananda Chidui Anandi Taranga. Atma, there is nothing in this world. So spiritual practice is working on the mind, and as is your mind, so is your creation. So if you are seeing divinity everywhere, like Ishavasya Upanishad was mentioning, about divinity. So if you see that, so everything is divine and there is nothing other than that. Mahatma lives in this world without getting influenced by this world. Mahatmas live this world happily, but they are not influenced. They will remain a simple and disciplined life, lead a simple, disciplined life, but will not be troubled by this world. Those who sacrifice, they don't fight for their rights. According to scriptures, freedom means freedom from the wrong notions. So, spread over whom the manifest the waves of the world in the form of appearance and disappearance, just as the mirage in the desert. So, mirage is there in the desert, so that doesn't troubles the wise man, whereas unwise man, the man which is in bondage, he suffers because of that. So, thoughts are appearances and not real. There is no otherness, but it is an absolute solid consciousness like Chidakash. There is neither knowledge nor ignorance. Word without meaning makes noise. So when all that included self is pursued, the knot of the heart is broken, ignorance is removed, all doubts are cut asunder, and all the karmas are destroyed. Moment you know that we are divine, everything is divine. Rather, no, only divinity exists, and this is its lila vilas, it's its manifestation. So the karmas, prarabdha karmas, sanchit karma, and agami karma will never trouble him because he is one with the bliss, one with the divinity, one with the unfragmented consciousness, one with the happiness. So nothing can disturb him. He is always relaxed and cool under all the situation. So when all the thoughts are dissolved, what remains is the truth. So what has to be done? Just be, don't become. Don't become. What we become? We become officer, we become husband, we become something or the others. Moment you become somebody, you will be always suffering. That which supports even the absence is beyond absence. So Prashanti Nilayam was the name of house of ascent and Sai Baba. But that is beyond Shanti and Ashanti, there is a Prashanti. That is our essential nature. Discover that and be happy. As is the mind, so is the world. Moment mind is created by something or other. So if mind is suspended during sleep, you are always happy as nobody. So hold that. So let the mind be suspended. Do all the activities with minimum of the mind, and always you'll be happy. When all the thoughts are dissolved, what remains is the truth. So this was the second topic. That is what a mind. So manomayam jagat. The world only consists of the mind. Moment the mind dissolves in the consciousness, all the thoughts become zero. So try to reduce the thoughts. Moment you reduce the thoughts, so that's why it is said like you can concentrate on one thought only. What is that one thought? Ishta Devat is sitting in the loving heart. So you Desha Kala Vastu. Desh is what? Place where Ishta Devat is a Desh. Kal. For duration, whatever the duration you are seeing, and Vastu is your Ishta Devat. So moment you concentrate there and say shriram, shriram. Take any other name also. Ram Krishna, Ramakrishna, or Allah, whatever. The moment your mind is focused there, what will happen is your all thoughts will start diminishing and the knot of the heart is broken. That means when our neck is in not in the in that tie knot, so moment you open that knot, there is no knot. You only feel the knot. Similarly, moment you remove all your doubts related to illusion, related to ignorance, related to Maya, related to the jugglery of the world, related to the stream of worldly life, and you say it is divine, so automatically this knot of the Shriyate chasya karmani tasmin drushte paravare. Shriyate briyate hridaya granthi. Chindate sarva samshaya. What will happen is all hridaya granthi will get automatically broken and all your samshaya, all your doubts will go. Apart from that, all your karmas also will not trouble you. That will also get dissolved. Karmas also destroyed. So all the three things happen simultaneously. One is Briyate Hrudayaganti, all Hrudayaganti, knots in your hearts are broken, then your all doubts are ascertained and all karmas are destroyed. Just because of one thing, that is, if you pursue that self, all including self is pursued. So that is very important. We have to underline this. All including self has to be pursued. Then what will happen is knot of the heart will be broken. That means the ignorance is removed, all doubts are removed, and all karmas are also destroyed because it is a solid consciousness. Nothing can happen to us. So that was second topic. Third topic is Jivan Mukta Lakshanam. When you know now the nature of liberation and nature of bondage, when you know that mind is only creating the problem, so moment you know this and now you are one with the divinity, rather only the divinity is expressing. So what is the Jivan Mukta Lakshanam? So Jivan Mukta Lakshanam is all when all the thoughts are dissolved, what remains is the truth. So for person who has only knowledge as their end and who reflect only on the self-knowledge, there arises the state of liberation while living, which is only the bodiless supreme liberation. So what is Jivan Mukta Lakshanam? Now we are seeing Lakshanam one by one. So if the moment the person is thought free, his thoughts are not troubling him, he is all knots of the hearts are broken, doubts are also ascertained, karmas are also destroyed. And now such person who knows the knowledge, who only reflects on the knowledge, remains simple and disciplined life, and arise in a state of liberation while living. That is the bodiless supreme liberation. He remaining in the world but not getting affected by the world. He is said, this was the first definition, he is said to be liberated while living, to whom, though having his occupation, this universe as it stands has vanished and remain as a void sky. He's doing all the activities, but this universe is not troubling him. For him, it is this void sky. This he's doing all his occupation, but this universe or the world is not troubling him. That is the second definition of Jivan Mukta. Third is for whom the light of countenance neither goes up nor declines in a pleasure or pain, for whom suitable to circumstances is said to be liberated while living. The miserable situation will come in the life of the wise man. A joyful situation will come in the life of a wise man, but he will neither become miserable nor become joyful because he knows it is all upadis. He knows man is only real, woman is only real. All son, father, and husband are the upadis who are suffering. The woman is only real. The wife, daughter, and uh, daughter-in-law. These are the upadhis only. So why to worry about that? So spiritual practice is don't think and don't react. Dekho suno bolo mat. That is what is ultimately the truth. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. He attains liberation in the same situation where he is. He may be Grostha, he may be sannyasi, he may be uh, brahmachari, he may be vanaprastha, he may be in any form. But then moment he knows that he is not in the bondage, he is a divine, he is one with divine, other divinity exists, and then only is a Jivan Mukta. So pleasure and pain doesn't trouble him. That is the third definition of Jivan Mukta. He who is awake while in a deep sleep, and for whom there is no waking, and for whom the perception is free from past mental impressions. The perception is free from the knowledge derived from the memory. He is safe to be liberated while living. So what happens is Nirvasana Bodha. He is a Jivan Mukta. So love is not an action of wise man. He loves everyone. Rather, he himself is a love. So his position is like a space. Everything is happening in space. Without space, nothing can happen, and nothing can exist. Yet, nothing happens to the space. He is liberated while alive. He is living 100% present and always happy. He remains 100% present happy. Every day is a celebration for such person because he is one with that divinity, he is one with Paramatma, or rather Paramatma is only there. So there is sorrowful or a joyful situation will come. But he doesn't become sorrowful and joyful because he knows these are only upadik conditions. So this was the fourth condition. Though behaving in the manner resembling the presence of passion, hate, fear, and life. He who is extremely pure within the life, within, like the sky, is said to be the liberated while living. So he outwardly you may feel he is doing passion, he is hating, he is fearful, he is everything. He remains in normal and simple life. If is a sorrowful situation happen, he will become sorrowful. Joyful situation happen, it will remain joyful. But only for some momentary period because he has to do Karanataka. So wherever he is, whatever he is, whenever he is 100%. He who does not have an egoistic disposition of the mind and whose intellect is not tainted, whether he is engaged in action or not, is said to be the liberated while living. He he doesn't have an egoistic position because he surrenders everything to the Almighty. He knows it is all divinity, unfragmented consciousness, self, or a truth. So he remains in that mode only. He knows that everything is only gold. Only ornaments are superimposed on that. He knows everything is ocean. Waves are only seen. So he never suffers because of that. That is called as Jivan Mukta. So this is sixth definition of Jivan Mukta. Whom the world is not afraid of and who is not afraid of the world, who is free from exhalation, anger, he is said to be liberated while living. So there is no fear from such wise man, and neither he fears from anyone because he knows it is a Leela Vilas. So it is a Hari Icha and Hari Krupa, he says, and he is very pure. So don't carry burden of goodness. Do not carry the burden of evil also. He who is sleeping while awake, although he is living a normal life, as a waker, the abidance in truth is uncontaminated. He remains in the truth. And what is the truth? Truth is divine law, truth is self, truth is supreme spirit, truth is Brahman. Whatever the name you give, Kalpitam Mahatmam, whatever the name you give, you remain there. And there is no problem for him. Next is who, though acting among the entire collection of objects, is cool and contented as if among the properties of the earth. He is said to be liberated while living. So what he remains is he remains cheerful, blissful, happy, peaceful, tranquil and contented and over and above relaxed and cool. Under all situations he is liberated. Having abandoned the state of liberation in life, when his body is left at his disposal of time, he enters the state of disembodied liberation as the wind attains the state the out of time. So he becomes Videha Mukta. Initially he is a Jivan Mukta, but when he leaves his body, he becomes one with that divinity. The other divinity only remains. One who has attended to disembodied liberation neither rises nor vanishes. Rises up nor vanishes. He does not cease to be. He is the nature of something which cannot be designated or defined. He is the form which is fuller than the fullest itself. So he is the fuller than the fullest. He is only Ekmeva Dvitiya, transcendent, immanent, one without second. So he does not take anybody as a problem in this life. Jivan Mukta is equilibrium under all condition. He is welcome everywhere. He is liked by everywhere. He whose mind is extremely equilibrium. He never emits the reaction from him. Those who react, they suffer. Actually, they belong to nobody. They don't react. He does not take anybody as a problem. He is not disturbed by presence or absence of anything. In short, his equanimity is perfectly balanced. He is liberated while alive. We have become many due to the various conditioning. We become waker due to the body identification, dreamer due to the subtle body identification, deep sleeper due to the absence of these three, and nothing happens to the sage. So also nothing happens to us. Therefore, we have to work on this. What is a life being formless? We have to work on that, and that will only come by Samajdari. We have to have an understanding. So this will be great adventure of consciousness if we really follow that. So that's why every day we have to do this contemplation for that. So the last topic is Brahma Swarupam, the nature of Brahman or the Supreme Spirit. So what we have seen now is in the manner of origin we have seen the nature of bondage, because of which we have seen the nature of liberation. We know now mind is only troubling. Mind, moment you remove the thinking process, mind also dissolves in consciousness. Third is because of that, what happens is Jivan Mukta Lakshanam. We have seen so many people Jivan Mukta and after that becoming Vidya Mukta. Now, what is this Brahma Swarupam? In the fulfillment of a great dissolution, the Supreme Brahman, ultimate reality, the cause of all generative causes, which is left remaining, is now explained. Hear that. So, what has happened is Mahapralaya Sampatto Sarva Karana Karanam. So whatever Karana, Parabrahma is a cause of cause and it is causeless. So what we have is Ashtada Prakriti and a Jiva Prakriti. Similarly, body wise there are many bodies, Ashtada Prakriti, but in every body there is an expression of Paramatma as life, world. It is like the golden thread, golden birds, and gold is superimposed as ornaments. So it is only the nature of pure consciousness, free from things, pursued, boundless, undecaying, blissful, devoid of beginning, middle, and end, existing from eternity and without end. So it is only one. So moment you talk about the divinities, it only transcendent, immanent, one without second. If you understand this, then we'll stop asking the question. And generally, we get lost in the cause and effect. Therefore, you cannot ask the question, like, for example, you cannot ask the question of geography, it happens. Why it is like that, it is like that. So, drop the instrument by which the cause and effect is happening. Cause and effect जिससे दिख रहा है वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट अपने को ड्रॉप करना पड़ेगा. The intellect, that is the intellect, surrender intellect at the feet of Lord. Hari Icha, if everything is happening as it is to be happened, or Hari Krupa. How simple the intellect carries burden of the whole universe on our head and suffer. Therefore, when everything is negated, what remains is Paramatma. So that is Neti Neti. So we have to see that. Only pure consciousness, blissful existence is the Brahman. So like eyes cannot see itself, mind cannot see itself. So we cannot know ourselves. So our of perception, which is the light, and of the pursuit, which is the darkness, perception or cognizance, which is without beginning and the end, is the nature of Supreme Self. So whatever we are seeing is an duality, whether a light or a darkness or likewise. But is which is without beginning and end, like our existence cannot be challenged, that is without beginning and end. So where this abode, which is constituted of the three characteristics, known knowledge and knower, rises and sets, which shines forever in the form of pure existence, immutable, without stain, that is the nature of Supreme Self. So when that has been experienced as a Jivan Mukta, he is merged in the Absolute. That experience where experience is not born, that knowledge is truth, and no ego of Jivan Mukta or it is our natural state. So what is the summary of this chapter number 13? Truth is Chinmatra, Upadhi right, Nirvishesh, that is Samanya Satta. Ananta, never ending. We never have an experience of death. Ajaram, we never become old. No old man thinks that he's old. Shivam, most auspicious. Anadi Madhya Paramtan, that is homogeneous. It is infinite, it does not have parts, no division. Niramayam, none of the existence of the relative world, that is, space cannot be contaminated. It is not against or for anything or anybody. Exactly the same way, the great master living in the absolute truth, all the difference has no meaning. It is beyond the complementary opposites. This Paramatma is none other than our own being. So it is our Paramatma is our own being. For example, We are given the example of shriram, shriram, shriram. So three sounds of shriram, two silences. So we support shriram, we support silences. So we are beyond presence and absence of the word shriram. So beyond our beyond language and of is and is not. Nirvikara Niranjanam, known, knowing, knower. Where this Triputi is born, sustained and dies away is the truth. When waves are created in the ocean does not get disturbed, that is Niranjanam. It is uncontaminated, it is ever shining. We never have an experience of our absence. It is pure existence only. Real experience is monam, not against the silence. Monam is not against the silence. Monam is when he's mourn, he knows that it is only the divinity, divinity, divinity. He is always in a blissful mode. Real mourn is presence and absence of the word has no impact on us. As long as you are in the limitation of the Panchakosh, you should behave normally. Otherwise, lead a simple and a disciplined life. When you are in the world, behave normally. Don't show that you are a spiritual person. Don't try to become extraordinary in the world. So, what has to be done in that case? Abhyas and Vairagya is required. Abhyas and Tukantaneya Vairagya is required. So, Abhyas and so every spiritual examination for us with a preoccupation in Advait and for that purpose Karanataka. So talk passive like I have done this work instead of that said this work has been done. So wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. Maunam is very important and don't seek happiness, express the happiness. Whenever unnecessary things and talks are involved, you should develop an ability to change that topic instantaneously. Don't participate in the discussion. Spiritual teachers help students to change his standpoint. Unless we change our standpoint, we'll never get out of the channel of wrong thinking. This wrong thinking only makes us to suffer in this world. So the suffering has only by knowing that we are divine, to know that everything is only divinity, to know that everything is truth, to know that everything is subjective and it is not objective. Everything is a divine law, to know that everything is a supreme spirit, truth, and not like the stream of worldly life, delusion, bondage, or maya. The delusion, bondage, and maya makes us in the duality and makes the difference of the life, and that's create the problem. So that is the third chapter, that is the manner of origin. In the abridgment of the Yogavaasishtha, that is the essence of Yogavaasishtha, which has been told by Swami Gyananandaji Maharaj with these prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Sri Ramachandra Arpanamastu. Submitting the divine fruits to the holy feet of Sri Ramachandra.